With a guy like Burdasov, I wonder what the process is if you were sort of, getting updates and then he gets signed and how you try to sort of bring him in. And
You know what? Kenny brought his name up a couple weeks ago to me, and we got some video, looked at him, and then I haven't heard much since. And then a couple days ago, he came in and said, "We're bringing him on a PTO, and as soon as he can get a visa and get over here, he's going to come and join us." So that's where we're at. I've watched some video of him. He can definitely score in the KHL. He's an older player that has a dream to give it a try over here, so we'll give him a try and see how he is the first little bit here and see if we can find a player.
You want to try in the top six, bottom six? Where do you envision?
He's in the role he plays over there as a top six scorer.
When he gets parachuted in like that, how do you try to get him going as quick as possible? Is there any
It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge a little bit. We'll have certainly have one of the assistant coaches work with him pretty close, try to get him up to speed. He's missed some stuff here, but he's going to practice today. He'll practice tomorrow. Probably get him in that game Friday night and get him in a couple of games, and we'll just see where he's at.
Dave, a lot of the guys who are battling for spots seem to have fared fairly well in the first two games. You had mentioned earlier that you got to see him even more. Are you expecting a lot of those guys maybe to play both games before Kelowna?
I don't know, both. We're focusing on the game tomorrow first. Like, there was a lot of those guys in the game last night. A lot of guys played real hard, and so a lot of those same guys will be in the lineup again tomorrow night.
You had mentioned before you have a top six and a bottom six, and your bottom six is maybe more different styles of lines, a faster, smaller line, and then a heavier line. Looking at what you've seen through today, do you still see that kind of outline? And has Cooper Marody opened your eyes maybe to be one of the smaller center skill guys?
He's in the mix. He had a real strong game. That was his best outing of camp last game. So he's got skill. He can he can make good plays. I like that about him. Does he fit in that third hole? I'm not sure yet. So we've still got a bunch of guys vying for those jobs. I liked the Sheehan line the other night. Sheehan and JJ and Archibald were a pretty strong line for us the other night. So we'll keep tinkering away at it. There's some other guys in that mix, like Haas had his first game. He'll play again tomorrow. We'll see how he is. McLeod was real strong last night also, like real solid player. Are they ready for the NHL? I'm not sure, but we'll continue to evaluate through the next couple of days.
Dave, what have you seen in JJ that you've liked or not liked, or what are you kind of looking for in this year?
He's just a big, strong guy. He's a presence on the ice. He's got, for a big man like that, he's got decent hands around the net, and he's a guy that I've had a lot of guys like that they just you get him in a role, or you put him in a spot on the team, and he feels ownership to that role, and they really dig in. And I think there's lots of upside on him yet. I really think there's upside on him, but we want to get him in a real defined role where he's got a real purpose on our team. And I had 2 or 3 talks with him this summer about that situation. So we just got to get him stabilized, because I think he can be a real valuable player for us.
He's now kind of going into this, the first, second, third year. Now he feels like an everyday NHLer before he was trying to earn a spot here. Do you see a difference in that in players sometimes when they come in the third?
I think there is a confidence with players. You get in, instead of every day you're nervous about if you're going to be in the lineup or you're going to be there. There's a confidence you walk in that you play with, and for a guy like that, when they get to that confidence level, they've earned that confidence because of their play. So I like JJ. I think he's a good player. I think he'll be a real good player on our team this year. And we're hoping there's still going to be some tinkering where he fits with it, but there's lots of upside on him. I think he'll be a real good player for us.
What have you thought of the first 2 games for Patrick Russell?
I think they've been very good. Very good. Got rewarded with a goal last night, but just a smart player, works hard, good on the forecheck, does a lot of things right.
You had Nygaard out with Nugent Hopkins and Neal. Do you want to give him a shot in that role tomorrow?
I want to give him a shot, in a top 6 role. Yeah, he's a guy that's looked pretty good in practice. So I'd like to see what he does with some good players out there. So with top 6 players. So we'll maybe I'm not sure Nuge is going to play tomorrow night, but I'd like to see him get more opportunity, maybe some power play opportunity to see what he can do.
Kim, wanting to improve the face-offs, you said previously. yesterday. What are they doing well, the centers?
Digging in. Everybody's there's a real mindset that we have to. That's an area that has to improve with our team. And last night, I mean, you're seeing basically those were was it three of the four other than Cody Cave were all Bakersfield guys last year that they know that that's a way for them to get noticed. They come up here and they're good on the faceoff. So all of them are. Marody was pretty good. Malone was really good last night, and McLeod was, and especially for a real young player like him, he was strong last night. And I mean, they had Pedersen, they had Sutter in there. I mean, they had some good face-off guys. So that was part of our game that was good. It's too bad we gave up the winning goal on a lost one, but that was more coverage than you're going to lose some draws, more coverage than that. But that's been a focal point for us. Even today, we were doing drills with face-off stuff. So focal point that will continue with us.
Ken said that things are looking optimistic for Connor for opening night.
Yeah.
In your conversations with him, what sense do you get? You mentioned the other day he'd like to play a few games. Are things maybe trending in that direction?
Yeah, he's kind of got the same mindset. He's practicing. He's getting treatments, and I mean he's doing everything in practice. I think we're going to get through the weekend and reevaluate once we get back from Kelowna and see where we are.
What about Leon and Cassian? Are you expecting those guys to play before you go to Kelowna?
Maybe. Cass has been struggling with a bit of a sore groin or leg or something that we just want to be cautious with. But I'd like to get him in one of the next two games here, and probably Leon one of the next two games also.
Any updates on Smith and Chris Russell and also our skate?
Archie just had fell in practice yesterday. Had a bit of a sore arm or sore elbow, I think, and he stayed off today. And Smith actually skated this morning early with Schwartzy just by himself, which is a good sign. And Chris Russell's still kind of in the protocol.
Dave, how is Keegan Lowe kind of fit into the mold this season? He hasn't got into a game yet in main camp, but what have you seen from him?
Just a solid guy. He's such a good person, good teammate. He's been a real steady guy for the Bakersfield group down there. We're hoping to get him in that game tomorrow night. Maybe give him a shot here. But he's just exactly what he's a steady, great person, steady defender, and it's been solid.